No, I think that I completely agree. I think that on that, I was quite skeptical about the terminology Islamizing knowledge, because I wasn't, having read all this, I thought that, as you said, it's a process, it's an ongoing theory. But the last books and what says that Renewal is doing on this, and is the Qira'atayn, is really close to what we are trying. I think that this is the dimension of the answers. Look, there is something which is the reality now. We have circles where the Muslim scholars, they got, because of history, because of the way it's structured now, an authority and power. And it's quite clear that very often, when they have this, they are not going to say, okay, we give up and we leave. It's something which is, and it's good to have also, so in every situation we have to know what is good and what could be changed. What is good is that no one among us could deny the fact that in these circles we had people who were the guardians of, faithfulness. They were very cautious. I saw some scholars being very cautious, be careful. So it has two sides, of course. To be protective because you don't want the community. To be protective has two sides. It's to be protective in order not to be changed, but also the own protections that you are putting for yourself are preventing you from changing, from moving in your own direction. So it could be protection from outside, but it could be jail from within. The same attitude, the same mindset. So this is why we have to take what is positive from this, and then to understand something which is part of history. All the scholars, and in their thinking, they change because the communities and the reality has changed. For example, what we got in your own society here, you had 20 or 30 years ago answers coming from the scholars that were different from what you got now, because things are, so we have power, but we don't know how to use this power. The power of the question, the critical thinking, and also things that are quite important is that you have to come with knowledge, challenging knowledge. For example, in anything which has to do with economy now, we are doing things that are quite interesting. But when you speak with some economists, what is coming from the Muslim world today in economy, it's quite simplistic, when you compare to the complexity of the challenges. Say, oh yes, we know the solution. When I heard very Muslims were very happy, say, we have the solution to the global crisis. No riba and no speculation. Are you going to use we are using means thinking that we are going to solve the problem. We don't have an alternative Islamic model at the global level. We have means, we have ways of thinking which are very powerful if we understand that we need to come with these means and a more understanding of the complexity. This is where we need economists to challenge the authority by saying it may be more complex than this, we have to talk on that. We have to organize ourselves. There is something which is needed now, is institutionalization of the Muslim thinking and to be less, scattered and disorganized on this. We have to organize our thoughts. We have to organize the platform. So this is exactly what you are trying to do. Is that if you are having this organization, is that we want a platform where this could be discussed, at least to be discussed, to open channels, to open ways, to open fields where we can talk about this. And then also to push the scholars by the question. But when we have a great scholar, very often when he comes, the questions that we are asking are just showing how far we are from understanding what we need. Asking very superficial questions and technical questions. We are very good at technical things, which is how I enter the mosque, how I go out of the mosque, what is halal. And this is okay, but these are very important questions. We cannot deny that we have, simple questions are important questions, but we need other dimensions. And this is where we have to organize ourselves and to understand that it's normal. When you have power, to keep it. It's normal. This is human. When some scholars tell you, no, it's none of your business. You are not qualified. And sometimes you are not. But very often say you are not qualified. We have the knowledge. It's normal. If someone has studied for 10 years, all this, and you come and say, you know what? I think and you haven't done anything in the Islamic studies. That's good, you think. But I know. Okay, you have this kind of, you know, no dialogue really. So we have to organize these kind of things, that the Muslim scholars should be in touch with this reality. But I'm sorry, don't ask them to provide us with answers when our questions, our deep questions, are not reaching them. It's also our responsibility to organize this process, to channel them. And I think that we also have to be responsible for that, and it's our responsibility.